Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Do we have a quorum?
We do.
Let's officially call the meeting to order. Chelsea, could you do a roll call, please?
Yes, okay. Michael,
Present.
Ryan,
Here.
Clarissa,
Present.
Matthew, Yupekla,
Present.
Will.
Present.
And Council Liaison Chris Mayton let me know he would not be able to be here tonight. That concludes roll call.
Are there any changes or additions to the agenda? Any public, Chelsea?
We do not have any public with us tonight.
What a shame. Everybody get a chance to read the minutes last month? Yep. The month, was it, would have been 2 months?
2 months ago.
2 months ago,
The January minutes.
yeah. Oh, so we've already approved them.
No, because we didn't do last month.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. Any questions or comments on January's meeting minutes?
None here.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was quick. Agenda items. Letter of support. Everybody get a look at that?
If you're okay with it, Will, I can tell everybody a little bit about what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for coming this evening. The mayor reached out to me with this opportunity with the Strategic Investment Fund to pursue a grant. We threw out a couple different ideas and landed on that it would be really nice to update our map for our parks with all the great work that we've done over the last couple of years. We've got some new parks, some new trails, and these maps were last revisited in 2018. And so it would be nice to do a comprehensive update on these. So we're still working on writing the exact grant application, but we're aiming for a development of updated printed and digital maps, installation of trailhead map signage, and placement of directional wayfinding signs along key park and trail corridors. We are thinking that we will need to apply for roughly $12,000 to achieve this work. The grant is due in early April, so we needed to bring the letter before you this evening in order to have time for you to sign it. And then we will finalize the details of the application and submit it by the due date. Happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. In order for us to have the Parks and Trails Advisory Board have Will sign the letter on behalf of each of you, we would need a motion approving the letter.
I'll motion to approve the letter.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sign. Hey, quick question.
Yes,
Is any of this digital, like,
any of the updates that we're gonna,
yeah,
we would aim to update our printed and digital and have something embedded in our webpage that was possibly a little bit interactive.
but just City of Sandy stuff?
Yes, our parks and trails
Yeah,
within
like
our system.
I've tried to add like trails to all trails before and haven't had any success. I didn't know that any part of this doesn't cover any of the map system.
If it would integrate with all trails,
No, I won't integrate with it, but if any of this effort had to do with getting out to the different apps. Or that would be a separate task.
we could certainly look into it. I'm not familiar with how we make that happen, so we could look into it and see if it's in the scope of this.
Well, I'm familiar with it, but it didn't work very well. So, if anybody has any input on, any of the board members have any input on how to get a new trail on a map, on an app, be happy to hear from you.
I'm not too familiar with All Trails either. I know they're the another website for Oregon trails that does include at least Tickle Creek and Sandy River Trail.
Yeah, I was trying to get the new Cedar Creek one on there, so
Mhm.
there's a couple, there's Cal Topo and that one. So I'll take a look at that.
And I'm sure there's some other like neighboring and partnering organizations that have probably used it, and we can reach out to other municipalities and Parks and Rec departments and see if we can get some guidance from them too.
And I was just wondering, Tiana, you said, updating like potentially an interactive map on the website. But then something that's nice is also just a downloadable PDF.
Yes.
And if you could make that PDF geolocated, then there are apps that can use that PDF. So
That's all the agenda items, so
So
Tiana and John,
do we need to make another motion since the letter is going to be, we're going to adjust the letter, or is that just like reaching out?
I don't, unless you want us to, we don't have to
Not-
adjust the letter. We will adjust the meat of the application.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, moving on. Scrap that.
Do you want to go? I don't know.
I sure do want to go. On the recreation side, we are 72 hours away from completing another successful year of our Mountain Storm Youth Basketball League. We serve in this league 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th grade boys and girls, and a recreational-based, developmental skill-based basketball league. This year we had about 300 youth athletes, about 30 teams. Each team has about 2 coaches, so almost 60 volunteer coaches. All of those coaches are giving upwards of 60, 70 hours of their time when you take into consideration our practices, our scheduling, our parent communication, and our game times. We end with a season finale jamboree where all the teams play all the other different teams at the high school on Saturday. So that'll go from 8 in the morning until about 5:30 p.m. all day. And we finalize that with some awards that are based on sportsmanship. So there's a sportsmanship for 3rd, 4 girls, 3rd, 4 boys, 5, 6 girls, 5, 6 boys that are voted on by all the teams of who they played that year. That showed kind of the spirit and mission of what we're trying to project in Mountain Storm. Huge undertaking. We have our referees as well, and our a really good working relationship with OTSD to secure the spaces. We basically have kids in gyms 5, 6 days a week practicing or playing games from January through spring break. So while that is wrapping up, it's nice to reflect back on that and think of all the success we've had in the community outreach. When you think of 300 families, parents, grandparents, cousins, friends that filter in through Cedar Ridge Middle School and our high school every weekend to watch and support these young athletes. So that's been super exciting. Big shout out to Amy Lytle and Carol Cohen for really coordinating and being kind of like the meat behind all of that work. Events and programs that are coming up. It's Friday, March 20th is our 3rd now annual Silent Disco. This is a event for teens. We work with the library. Silent Disco is a dance, but instead of a DJ playing music, everyone gets headphones. Those headphones have a few different channels that you can clue into. And so you're dancing to kind of your own song throughout our auditorium space. And you can tell who's dancing to the same channel because their headphones will light up the different color. So you can see like reds are listening to the same thing, greens are listening to the same thing. We've got volunteers and again, working with the library. That's fun. We usually see anywhere from 50 to 70 teens that have showed up in the past to silently dance the night away. May is going to be our 3rd annual Yappy Hour, which is a community event marketed as a carnival for canines. So we get different vendors setting up in one of our parks, Bluff Park by the dog park, to come and put on booths and activities for your families and your pooches. And that is where we're at on recreation, other than our summer recreation guide that will have all of our summer offerings. Our first draft is due this Friday. It's almost in place, but we've got a lot of good stuff coming in store for the summer, and be excited to talk about that at our next meeting. But look for that guide to come out in May. And on the senior service side, we are in the month of March, which is known as it's kind of nationally known as a fundraising effort called March for Meals. So getting awareness out and fundraising for our Meals on Wheels program that's local to Sandy. And we do that here in Sandy kind of through a 4-tiered system. We've got restaurant partnerships. So there are multiple restaurants in Sandy that have agreed to sponsor us for an evening, and a portion of their proceeds will go back into our nutrition program, our Meals on Wheels. We have a dinner bingo event where your family can buy a ticket, come and play bingo, win some prizes, have dinner. We've got 12 raffle baskets that are put on from different organizations and businesses around the Sandy area, and some beyond, where you can buy raffle tickets to get a chance to win that basket. And our last way to be involved is through a sponsorship package, where you can have a tiered system like a gold, silver, or bronze level sponsor to sponsor Meals on Wheels throughout the rest of the year until next year when we'll do it again. So if you are interested in learning more about Meals on Wheels and how we help our homebound seniors in Sandy get nutritional needs met and some of their social needs met, happy to answer any of those questions. And if not, tonight, Smoky Hearth is one of the evenings where a percentage of their sales will go to our Meals on Wheels program. So if you're hungry after this, Smoky Hearth has been a generous partner in doing this. That is really the update on what's going on lately. That is a large undertaking when you think of the amount of different fundraising apparatuses that go to support that. And a huge shout out to Carolina Smallwood for really coordinating all 4 of those kind of fundraising efforts. That is my update.
It's John.
Yeah. Any questions about anything? All right. I'll kick it over to Donna.
Okay, well, some exciting news with me stepping into the director role permanently. We have promoted Brandon Schaefer to a parks lead role to take over the day-to-day operations of parks maintenance, while I will maintain supervisory responsibilities for that side of the Parks and Recreation staff. Really proud of Brandon. He has just, from the day he joined the city, taken on any challenge learning opportunity that has come his way and just progressed with our team. And he will be going and attending the Maintenance Institute, which is a new training opportunity that I helped develop with the Oregon Recreation Parks Association in April. We also lost one of our trucks that we were using for maintenance earlier in this, very beginning of this year. So we were able to procure a new 2024, new to us, F-150 that Brandon is using. And so you've seen this nice new truck out and about in our parks maintenance. I want to thank each of you for your support in developing and building and then coming and helping us celebrate the grand opening of Deer Point Park. It is open and I pass it every night on my way home, and almost every single night it is just in full swing and happening. Well-loved assets, really proud of it. So it's being loved and used by our community. And so we are now about to move into our next project with renovating Mining Park. We received our final order for the land use application that we put through for planning. And we are now working on reviewing those findings, getting our documents ready to go out for bid and to submit for permits. And we plan on going out for the invitation to bid in late April to move that project along. The restroom shelter and the 3 pavilions that will replace the pavilions back here behind City Hall have been ordered. That project is it's moving along nicely. And one other event that we have coming up that we partner with John on the recreation side and the parks maintenance staff is in April. We will have Arbor Day and we will be doing some planting and some work at Tupper Park on April 24th. That is what we have going on in the department right now.
Everybody's okay.
We thought you just might want to see that. That is the hard copy of the map that we are aiming to update if we are successful with the grant.
28 pages.
Yeah.
It was a minute ago. We have Cedar Park, Cedar Creek Trail, Deer Point Park. By the time that the decisions are made and the funds are issued, Mining Park will be renovated.
Did we finish the mining? The whole design concept of that?
We have the design concept that is moving forward for this phase of renovations. We were not able to get everything in. So what a true creek restoration will look like has not been finalized, nor has a plan for if and when we replace Fantasy Forest.
Because that's a biggie. Right?
It was very costly to replace it, and while we were proud of the designs that we did and the work that we did to look into replacing it, we did not feel that we found a design that we had community buy-in on. It was not something we can move forward with right now.
This is a tangent, but last year at the Sandy Mountain Festival, somebody came up to me and was like, "This is a disgrace. I can't believe it's this old." And I said, "Well, it's not, he was like, "It's cheap to do." And I was like, "I don't think so." I think otherwise they would have done it.
Hopefully we're successful with this grant and we can update it and have really quality
Awesome.
materials moving forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Anybody have any questions for Tim and John? Well, I think this might be a record, huh?
I think it may be.
Don't tell Dawn. Anyway, anybody else have anything they want to add? Questions? Adjourn.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Bye.